in out of 21, and the game has started, and it's another blitz specialist, this time Saveli Golubov with white against Magnus Carlsen. And as a blitz specialist, you can see 3:04 on a clock and London system. What else do you play in blitz?
Yes.
You cannot surprise Magnus, I'm afraid, with London system. He has played it himself, so he knows what to do there.
Yeah,
so queen c7, knight d7, this set up to go e5 as quick as possible.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't castles. This queen c7, knight b7, also it's much more natural, so-called, to put the knight on c6. But now we see that thanks to knight bd7, all these d takes c5 options are not really...
not really that attractive.
Exactly, and then black goes for b6, bishop b7, harmonious development.
Queen e2, to kind of keeping an option of castling. Well, I wouldn't really suggest to castle long, but, you know, sometimes it happens.
And Magnus has slowed down the blitz specialist, yeah? I mean...
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
So d takes, knight takes, but honestly, those resulting positions, they are so dry that, well, it's really, really hard to outplay your opponent with black. But of course, it's blitz, so everything will be decided on those last seconds.
Yeah, but black is very comfortable, so Magnus doesn't really mind this.
Right, so I'm checking the other pairs. It's Duda against Gawain Jones. On board 3, we have Gelfand Swidler.
Wow.
And then on board 4, Andreikin Nakamura. On board 5, Aronian Sugirov already have less point than. Okay, so all the exchanges happen.
Yeah, now very interesting. If white would have gone bishop b5, would Magnus play the Karpov move king e7?
King e7,
probably
yeah,
with big
probably.
pleasure, yeah.
Because like bishop b5, you lose some time, right? And then
yeah.
Some pieces already got exchanged.
Yeah, and king e7 is a very ambitious move also. You just go rook h8 immediately, the white bishop on b5 feels very unhappy.
So now, how do we try to win it with, actually with any color? I mean, for white, I'm more or less, no, I don't understand how do we win this.
No,
with white, with black.
I think black is just slightly better.
Strangely enough, it's black, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, black is slightly better. This is like a dream Caro-Kann. The only problem really is that how to proceed, but you just go step by step. I mean, with each move you try to improve your position. This is a position you cannot win immediately, but also what to do with white. Do you go knight e5, which allows, for example, rook d5 maybe coming by tempo?
Yeah, that's the problem. With white, I mean, since you've started to exchange pieces, maybe you just continue to do so, like bishop c2. I wouldn't mind to get rid of maybe old rooks. So white's problem, as far as I understand, at the moment, my queenside majority, imagine I'm playing white, so my queenside majority is not really that impactful, right? I cannot really start moving those pawns. I cannot try to create a passed pawn. So, and on contrary, black's king is, say, safer, right? And as long as queens are on the board, I have to watch out for this long diagonal for some queen h5s and so on.
Yeah, and simply the pawn structure of black connected with knight on f6 and bishop on b7 gives black a very harmonious position and much more grip on the center squares. So this is what basically secures black's initiative here.
Okay, so h6, bishop c2. And yeah, but now you need kind of a, yeah, a5 is a good move. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, that you do not want to take on d1 yourself, of course.
Of course, yeah.
So you want a move which keeps tension.
Yeah, and Magnus again still more than 2 minutes on the clock. I mean, he's showing a lot of confidence in all these blitz games.
Yeah, right. So eventually now we can say that this is Magnus that we've seen when he was winning the game after game after game and winning those champion titles. Okay, all the rooks are swapped and queen d5. Okay. That's... he wants to take with the bishop, threatening a2 pawn, and the question is if he's going to take on f3.
Yeah, well, after b3 or
b3 or a3, sure. You think b3?
No, after b3 I take
b3.
immediately, and then knight d5, and I might win the game immediately, and after a3 I'm also taking, and then I go g5, knight h5, knight f4. This should be very, very good for black.
I mean, that's what he has to try, right? Takes, takes.
Knight d5.
Now the question is, yeah, you probably don't want white to play f4.
Yeah. This is terrible for white.
Well, he still has the bishop and potential to create a passed pawn on the
Yeah,
queen
but
side.
the king will cover this. I mean, the black king will run to d6, and you can only get a c4 passer.
So bishop e4, knight f4, h4.
Yeah, this is a forever target
f5.
now.
Yeah, this h4 might be simply... yeah, well, it's lost immediately. Knight to g6, h5. Okay, king f7, but...
Because this pawn cannot really run away, and also knight d3 is a
yeah, I mean, I think now it should be winning objectively.
And white is down to 8 seconds.
b4. Okay, not that easy.
No,
Look.
you have to play b4, but now knight e2 check
Knight
really
e2.
takes the c3
you
pawn.
that's an important pawn. That's an important pawn. Yeah, now it's just lost.
And the weaknesses remain.
Yeah, it's like you've lost your only trump. And
Okay, finally at least white managed to play f4, so I can't even say that this position is much worse than before, but
then
it just
it was.
lost.
Yeah, it's just lost in both cases.
Yeah.
Knight b1, knight to c3, king e3. Yeah, he probably needs to protect to put the knight in such a way that he protects the e6 pawn. Maybe no c5. Knight c7.
Look at this, now the white bishop gets caught.
King c5. And he's just marching towards the a pawn. Right. And knight b6. Yeah, but then bishop f7.
Yeah, it's completely winning, but you just don't want to give the slightest chance.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, you don't want to enter... Well, Magnus is willing to enter such position.
Yeah, because the knight and the king probably will not be... Yeah, knight c5, I'm
Knight
blocking
c5,
on
if you
b3.
take on f5, then probably this a pawn just promotes, right?
Yeah, but you have to take anyway.
Yeah, a4.
But then bishop b1 will be kicked away with king on b2.
Yeah,
so
bishop b1,
you just cannot...
a3, then the king gets to b2, kicks the bishop away, and then black puts the knight on b3, so there is no way white can stop a pawn from promotion.
Yeah.
Another win by Magnus Carlsen, and we